Have you ever wanted to just stop feeling like a tourist and actually experience a French city like a true local? Well, that requires a lot more than just a map, right? You need to know how to ask for directions, decode those rapid-fire answers, and really express what you want to do. So, let's dive right into this Rallye. It's an energetic explainer designed to completely transform how you navigate a French city. Ask around and share your preferences. We're literally going to treat this like a fast-paced rally through the streets of French grammar and vocabulary.
Here's our quick roadmap for today's language rally. We've got city vocabulary, the rules of contraction, mastering the imperative mood, giving directions, perfecting pronunciation, and finally, expressing what pleases you. Let's get to it.
Section 1. Navigating the French City.
You know, to truly master city life, you can't just memorize a list of nouns. You have to connect them to real everyday actions. Listen closely to how we match up these vital locations with what you actually do there. At un cinéma, you watch a movie, right? So, on regarde un film. Notice that tiny word "on" there. In French, "on" translates to one or we. And honestly, it is the most natural way to describe what people generally do somewhere. Let's try that. On regarde un film. Okay, next up, at une gare, or a train station, on prend un train. You catch a train. Say it with me. On prend un train. And at une banque, on demande de l'argent. Basically, one asks for money.
Think about other places you might wander into while exploring the city. At a restaurant, what do? On mange, one eats. Or at a school, une école, what happens there? On apprend le français, one learns French. It's so important because when you link the vocabulary word directly to its real-world utility, your brain just anchors the language in reality. You aren't just memorizing the word restaurant, you're practically memorizing the physical act of sitting down and eating there. Because, as we know, context is absolutely everything.
All right, Section 2. The rules of contraction.
So, when you're navigating the city, you actually have to know how to say you are going to these places. And French has a very specific set of rules for this. If you're heading to a feminine place, like the bank, we say je vais à la banque. The à la means to the, and it stays totally separate. But for a masculine place, like a cinema, we firmly avoid saying à le. Honestly, that combination just does not exist in conversational French. No way. Instead, it instantly contracts to o, spelled au. So you say je vais au cinéma. And the exact same logic applies when you're coming from somewhere. De la stays separate for a feminine noun, like je viens de la banque, but de le magically contracts into du, du, for masculine. So that becomes je viens du cinéma.
Moving right along to Section 3. Mastering the imperative mood.
Now, the imperative mood is what we use to give orders, offer advice, or hand out instructions. And the big trick here, the subject pronoun entirely vanishes. You don't say to Paul, you just say Paul. And there is a really vital spelling rule for regular verbs ending in ER when you're speaking to a single person. You absolutely must drop the S. So, to Paul loses its S and becomes simply Paul. Let's look at a couple more. If you want to tell a friend to eat, to mange drops the S and becomes mange. If you need to tell someone to turn the corner, to tourne just becomes tourne. Go ahead and say it out loud with me, tourne.
But of course, there are exceptions. While regular verbs like parler neatly become parler, parlons, parler, some highly irregular but super essential verbs completely break the mold. Just compare standard conjugations with verbs like avoir, être, and savoir. That's to have, to be, and to know. To tell someone to have something, like have courage, you use I. To tell someone to be something, like be good, you use sois. And to say know this, you use sache. These rule breakers don't follow the drop the S logic at all, and they look pretty much nothing like their infinitives. You simply have to commit I, sois, and sache to memory if you want to sound natural giving advice on the streets.
Okay, so what if you need to tell someone not to do something? If you're giving a negative command, just follow this really simple 4-step formula. You just wrap the ne and pa tightly around your verb. Step 1, ne. Step 2, the verb, like torn. Step 3, pa. In step 4, the object or direction, like à gauche. Put the whole shebang together and you get ne tourne pas à gauche, don't turn left. Seriously, try saying that out loud right now, really emphasizing those negative markers. Ne tourne pas à gauche. It's a very precise rhythm. Ne, verb, pas. Now notice the elegant shift that happens when we replace the object of a command with a pronoun. We actually attach the pronoun directly to the imperative verb with a hyphen. So, prenez le livre, which means take the book, swiftly becomes prenez-le, take it.
Let's try another one. What if you want to say, eat the apple? Manger la pomme. You just drop la pomme, attach the pronoun la, and it becomes manger la. It creates this sleek, compact, and highly conversational phrase.
Section 4. Giving and receiving directions.
So imagine you are hopelessly lost in the middle of Paris. You'll want to memorize these specific dialogue snippets so you can politely stop a local and ask if your destination is far away or nearby. Always start with excuse-moi. Then you can ask, c'est loin? Is it far? Or alternatively, you could ask, c'est près d'ici? Is it near here? It's simple, it's effective, and it's polite. C'est loin? C'est près d'ici?
Once someone actually answers you, you really have to train your ear to catch specific spatial markers. Are they saying à côté, meaning next to, en face, facing something, devant, in front of, or tourner à gauche, turn left? Catching these specific phrases is literally the difference between finding that amazing bakery and ending up at the post office. Imagine someone points and says, en face de la banque. You know instantly that you need to look directly across from the bank. Or if they say, à côté du cinéma, you're looking right next to the movie theater.
That brings us to Section 5, perfecting French pronunciation.
Let's slow down for just a second here. We need to mentally process the sharp difference between the tight E sound and the open E sound. First, the closed E sound. You'll hear this sharp, tight sound when words end in ER, EZ, ET, or have an accent aigu, like an E with a line pointing up and right. Think of the word parler. Listen to that tight ending, parler. Now, contrast that with the open, relaxed S sound found in words like S and est. Listen to the word est, meaning is. It's e. So we have the tight parler versus the relaxed est. Mastering this subtle difference absolutely elevates your accent.
It might seem super minor, but distinguishing the hard B of banque from the soft V of ville will absolutely prevent you from getting lost. It drastically changes the meaning of what you're hearing. Banque uses your lips tightly pressed together. B, banque. Ville uses your top teeth lightly resting on your bottom lip. Ville, ville. Go ahead and practice that distinction out loud. Tightly pressed, banque. Then top teeth on bottom lip, ville. If you mix them up, you might literally end up looking for a bank when a local was trying to tell you about a whole city.
And our final section, number 6, expressing what pleases you.
Okay, so the French structure for liking something completely flips the English logic on its head. Instead of saying, Rahul likes the film, you say, the film is pleasing to Rahul. You use the verb plaire, followed by a, and say, ce film plaît à Rahul. It takes a little mental gymnastics at first, for sure, but it's a wonderfully elegant way to express a preference. Let's try another example to really lock this in. If you want to say, I like this book, you have to think, this book pleases me. In French, that becomes, ce livre me plaît. The subject doing the pleasing always comes first.
And when we talk about our preferences, we often rank things, right? Observe how ordinal numbers adapt here. The word for first, première, transforms into the feminine, première, for a feminine word like class, giving us première classe. You just have to match the gender. Meanwhile, numbers ending in E, like the 55th festival, 55e, stay exactly the same. Why is that? Well, because ordinal numbers that already end in an E are gender neutral in their ordinal form. So whether it's a masculine or feminine noun, 55e doesn't change a single letter. Let's top off your brand new vocabulary with some traditional games played by the French. Knowing these opens up some wonderful cultural conversations. First up, we have cache-cache. That's the playground classic, hide and seek. Listen to that pronunciation again. Cache-cache. Then there's la marelle, or hopscotch. Say it out loud. La marelle. You might also opt for a game of bille. Bille means marbles, a classic French childhood pastime where you flick small glass balls to hit targets. And finally, for a night out, billard, which is basically the French equivalent of playing pool.
Well, look at that. We've navigated the city, issued commands, conquered contractions, and even mastered the verb plaire. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to help you practice your new sentence structure. Which of these games is actually pleasing to you? Est-ce que le cache-cache vous plaît ou la marelle? Try building that sentence out loud right now. Le cache-cache me plaît, or la marelle me plaît. Keep practicing those sounds, keep making those real-world connections, and I can't wait to guide you through our next explainer.